Here are 5 ways I make money with AI if I was starting from scratch, even if you're a complete beginner. As someone who's made millions with AI products at my company, Martel Ventures, I'm going to share these strategies, how to find and sell to customers, and the cost, effort, and potential for each. And no, I'm not talking about get-rich-quick schemes. These are real money-making ideas where AI does most of the heavy lifting for you. Let's dive in. Point 5. Add thumbnail design. You know those YouTube thumbnails that just scream "click me"? You can get paid to design those using AI. We're talking about crafting high-converting YouTube thumbnails with tools like Midjourney, Photoshop, and Canva. Now, a lot of people think this is just vibe designing. You type a good prompt and boom, instant masterpiece. That's not what I'm talking about. The cool part is, the cost is low to get into it. The effort is medium, it's not super hard. And the potential is actually pretty high right now, especially with the explosion of personal brands on the low. And you could make $50 a day, maybe designing 5 thumbnails for $10 each. But here's where we invest. On the high end, we're talking to $100 to $400 a day. That's for 2 high-quality thumbnails at $50 a pop. You might be thinking, who would pay for this? Honestly, I didn't even know this was a thing until a few years ago. I was visiting my buddy Sean at his studio, Space Station. I remember walking down the hallway, and he introduced me to a guy in a room, casually saying, "That's our thumbnail designer." This guy had 2 monitors, constantly testing different iterations, and he worked on 5 different channels. It hit me then, the pros who were actually making serious money on YouTube will absolutely pay for top-tier thumbnail design. That's why you need to get good at this. So, how do you learn thumbnail design to command those big bucks? Analyze viral thumbnails. You need to dissect dozens of viral thumbnails in your niche. Tools like 1 of 10 and ViewStats can help you find these and really study what they're doing today, because what works on YouTube is constantly evolving. Create a portfolio. Literally collect your favorite thumbnails. Build a body of work you can use as reference material when you're designing your own. Model best performers. This might sound obvious, but the truth is, you can upload your curated portfolio of thumbnails into Checked. Use that as the base foundation to design new, even better ones. Sounds great, you're probably thinking, but how do I find customers? Let me teach you my audit-to-deal process. This is how all my agency friends effortlessly sell what they do. Pick a niche. I don't care if it's automotive, personal development, doctors. Running the riches are in the niches. Pick an industry you personally love, one you genuinely enjoy. Creating thumbnails for. Scrape the leads. Build a targeted list of potential buyers. I'm talking about getting on LinkedIn, doing your research, and building a massive spreadsheet. I call this mapping the universe for your market. Run an audit. If you're doing AI thumbnails, go to their YouTube channel, scroll through their entire video catalog. Give them concrete suggestions on how you make their thumbnails better. Record yourself doing a quick Loom video, 60 seconds or less, and if you can, add some examples of what you would do if they worked with you. Add value to their life before you ever ask them for $1. Offer service. This is about a quick, fast action bonus, some kind of guarantee to reduce their risk and get your foot in the door. Something very simple, not expensive, that they can make a quick decision on. They might get your email with the video, reply, and say, "Sounds like a deal. Take the payment." Trust me, get on the call after they've paid. Once you've done some great work, you can offer them ongoing services that will keep you around longer. For AI blog generation, this is all about creating highly specific content for your customers that generates awareness in their market. Think top of funnel, mid funnel, and bottom of the funnel content. Every piece serves a different purpose. What makes this different, and where the big money comes in, is making it work for AI search. With search becoming the new chat prompt, companies want to rank inside these AI language models so their business is recommended. When people ask the universe how to solve their problems, the cost to get started is very low. No fancy tools involved. You can literally just start using free AI. The effort is low too. You just start asking the AI what you should do to work with these customers, and it will guide you. The potential is medium. The reason for this is that while AI is getting incredibly good at generating blogs long term, it might not be as relevant as it is today. On the low end, you could create 5 really good blogs per day at about $10 a piece for some of these larger SEO farms out there. On the high end, you could be making $100 to $500 a day. If you get good at this, you can get paid to help people rank in these new AI language models, or even get paid through affiliate revenue by creating content with links to products where you earn a commission when people buy. One of my clients, Timur, is actually using AI to create SEO blog posts from podcast episodes for his clients, and he makes over $100,000 a month doing this. This is why I believe AI can support, but not replace, the human process. The most powerful stories still come from human experience. AI just helps us tell them better. So, here's how you get started. Model. Then modify. Find the top 10 blogs in every niche using tools like SEMrush or Ubersuggest. This lets you see where the outliers are and identify patterns. Create a portfolio. With AI, use Chat or another AI to create a portfolio of writing samples. Use the best blogs as inspiration. Don't copy, but use them to train exactly what you want the outputs to look like so it works for you. Rank and search. Tools like Rank. AI can help your blog posts rank not only in Google, but also in large language models like ChatGPT. I know this sounds really simple. The challenge you're probably thinking is, where do I find the customer who's going to pay me for their SEO? Run the audit to deal process. It's the same thing. It's so simple, yet so powerful, that if you just do a little bit of upfront work, show the buyer that you know what you're doing, and make it really easy for them to buy from you, they will. 3. Faceless YouTube channel. This one's wild because for a long time, I thought, there's no way AI can replace someone like me on camera. But it turns out, I've been consuming AI-generated YouTube content for years without even knowing it. You've seen those YouTube channels where there's a person talking, or sometimes no one at all, but there's tons of B-roll explaining the concept. They get hundreds of thousands of views. If you understood the CPMs cost per 1,000 views, those people are making $50, $60, even $70,000 a month just from YouTube ads. The cost to start is medium because you need more tools, some editing software, for example. The effort is medium because there are skills you need to develop: storytelling, narrative arcs, creating good hooks, clips, and packaging. But the potential is high. What I love about it is it allows you to build and keep stacking income because the more it grows, the more you'll make. On the low end, small channels might only make $10 to $50 a day, and there's a lot of upfront effort to build to that first 10,000 subscribers. But on the high end, you could be making $500 a day or more, monetizing not only through the YouTube ad network, but also through affiliate links. Here's how we get started. Pick a niche. I'm thinking categories where I know I can either sell affiliates, land brand deals, or get paid. Top CPMs based on what people are paying today for other YouTube videos. With that kind of content, create your scripts. This is where you use tools like Chat to outline your videos and really find your narrative style. You want to figure out your signature video type, and it all comes from the script, the language you use, the cadence, how you open, how you explore the topic. Try to find a unique voice for your faceless YouTube videos. Build your avatar. Again, it can be completely faceless with no person on screen. Or you can use tools like Synthesia or 11 Labs to generate a virtual AI avatar of you talking. So, it reads your scripts, but you're never actually on camera. Post and iterate. Most people talk about 10,000 hours to get really good at something. It's not 10,000 repetitions, it's 10,000 iterations. Meaning, every time you post a new video, try to make it 1% better. 2. AI website building. When a business starts, they need a website. There are 22 million small businesses in North America, and in the past, they were used to paying $5,000, $10,000, even $25,000 for a website. Now, you can use AI to build it. There are literally these new no-code building tools, where you use AI to generate not only the imagery and the copy, but the entire code structure. And you can still charge a lot of money if you're good at what you're doing. Businesses will pay you top dollar because they understand how important a website is. The cool part is, the cost is low because there's not a lot of software you have to pay for, or people you need to hire. The effort is medium because there are some technical skills you may need to learn, like hosting. But the potential is massively high. If you perfect that one offer, you can scale it. Think about it, every new business needs a website every day. On the low end, you might only make $100 a day, which could be like generating one new website a day, but honestly, that's for very small businesses. On the high end, you could be making $500 to $1, zero a day because you have multiple clients, and you're upselling them on things like AI SEO, hosting, and AI automations. It's kind of scary how many design agencies are going to lose all their work to some 17-year-old kid doing it with AI. The most valuable real estate in 2025 isn't on Earth, it's on the internet. And it's going to be built with AI. Here's how we get started. Pick a no-code builder. Get really good at one. I like Framer AI, Bolt, or Reloom for people just getting started. Generate custom content. Use Chat to generate the custom copy. And then visualize that copy with Midjourney. Build example websites. Create 2 to 3 example websites to show buyers your skill. Actually build stuff maybe for your parents or for yourself. A cool idea that demonstrates the quality of your work. Now, I know you're probably asking yourself, how do I sell this thing? Run the audit to deal process. It's that simple. One AI automation agent synthesis, one is the hotness right now. The cost is medium because for some projects, you might need some software and pay for pro versions of it. The effort is medium because there's a learning curve if you're new to this. But the cool part is, I taught this to my 12-year-old son. Anyone can learn this if they're willing to just put their head down, search, and consume that information instead of drowning themselves in personal development podcasts. It's time to go learn. The potential is high because you will be at the forefront of artificial intelligence. You'll be helping businesses reduce complexity and you'll find new opportunities just by being inside those companies. On the low end, you could be making to $100 a day. That only takes 1 or 2 small clients whose workflows you automate every week. On the high end, though, you could be making $1,000 to $2,500 a day. That's where you're integrating their current toolsets with other software, helping them with lead generation, figuring out how to improve back-end workflows so they can increase their capacity to work with more customers. The problems you're solving are for bigger customers that have more money, which means they'll pay you because the problems you solve make them more money. Here's my rule. Every person on my team has to understand how to do this. Even my head of finance sat down for 3 weeks and built a complete end-to-end process to automate all the bookkeeping. This person loves spreadsheets. Didn't know anything about AI automation? Automation isn't about replacing people. It's about freeing them to focus on what matters most, being creative, focusing on results, really figuring out what part's going to move the needle. Anything that's just processing information or moving things forward can be done by a computer. So, here's how we get started. Create a course of action. Just ask checked. If I wanted to start an automation agency, what are the top 10 steps I should do? Be detailed, be very concise, and it will tell you. Master one automation use case. Most people who get into this start thinking about all the freaking things they could do with AI. And you could, but then you're not really going deep on anything. I'm talking about picking one specific area and going deep, like cold outreach, team training, building bots, onboarding automation. Specialists get paid. Join a community. You want to be around other people doing the things so you can learn faster. I like Dave Ehler if you're more technical and want to build AI systems. If you want to learn about content and automation, go follow Steve and Pote and join their communities. I understand this one's a little harder to run the audit to deal process because we're talking about internal workflows. But what you do instead is you just reach out to customers and say, hey, I'm new. I'm looking to build some case studies. I will go fix this problem for you for free. It costs you nothing. All I ask is that if I over-deliver on what I promised, you allow me to use this project as a case study, so I can share it with other customers going forward. That's the win-win. They get a problem solved for free, and you get a case study. Do 5 to 10 of those. Trust me, they'll want to keep you around if you're good, and they'll refer you to people they know. So, there you have it. 5 ways you can start making money with AI, even as a beginner. Which one of these feels like the best fit for you to get started with today?